how do I explain it? There would be episodic periods of time ranging from 3 or 4 months where I wasn't able to really eat right, and my right side was just constantly in pain. And every doctor I went to would just kind of blow it off, say that I'm attention seeking, which honestly, if anybody hears that, it's just gonna break their heart, because internally you know something's wrong, but for some reason I can't show you on the inside what's actually going on. They just trust the results, trust the blood tests, and send you on your way. So I got my official diagnoses 2 years ago, in between there, from Dr. Kelly. We went through it, and she's like, okay, so you got mast cell activation disorder, and then we have POTS, and then we have gastroparesis, and then we
Ehlers
Danlos Syndrome, type 3.
When you came here, what would you say if we could help you with 3 things? What are the top 3 things?
So I probably start with the gastroparesis because this is the main reason why I get hospitalized 99% of the time. I'm in there for a week, and they're having to pump medications in me in order to get my nutrients level back up.
What does the gastroparesis cause for you that you need to then get hospitalized?
So basically, and I had like a gastric emptying scan, 2 of them.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers, it's like really high in the first 2 hours, and your average is supposed to be like 10% by the 4 hours. Mine was at 35.
Okay.
So basically it takes me a full 8 hours to digest a full meal.
Okay.
And that starts pain. It's just really uncomfortable.
You get nauseated.
Often.
And it's
Even
hard to maintain your weight, right? So that's like the dangerous thing, right?
Yeah, I'll drop 10 pounds in a week.
Right.
Right now, we try to keep my weight up really high, so when those drops happen, I don't get so low.
Why did they have to put a port in you, like a central port? Why did they have to do that?
So the first diagnosis I had was POTS, and they were considering different methods, but because the fact that I would be at normal blood pressure, supine, but then when I would stand up, I'd be at low. They couldn't do beta blockers, things like that. So I actually looked it up, and I saw that some articles said that saline infusion can actually, with the salts and water, help increase your blood volume and help develop more blood.
Okay, so it kind of keeps your blood pressure off.
Yes.
And then how do you feel like your thinking is, or your memory? Has your condition affected that?
Just this whole thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it's affected me greatly. I've had to give a lot of passions in my life and just be like, I can only handle one thing, and that's my health. And my
it's overcome your life. Like you actually can't do anything else except just try to stay alive, basically.
Pretty much. My mom has to drive me everywhere.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I'm 27.
Okay.
Which sucks because, I wanted to be a teacher, counselor.
And you were almost close to graduating college, right?
I was 2 semesters away.
Okay.
The staff really loved me. They wanted me to work at their school, so it was a great big promise. But at some point, things turned where basically when I got home, I would just sleep. And I would sleep through the weekend.
Okay.
And my mother would have to bring me food to force me to eat because I didn't have the energy.
Now, you've been only in Florida about 5 weeks, so how has your symptoms changed in the 5 weeks? Now, you've had 3 prolotherapy sessions.
Honestly, drastically, I would say after the first treatment, 4 days in, I was actually on a mental side able to
comprehend and handle things emotionally way much better. I would explain that if something emotional would happen in my life or something stressful would happen, it would just be a very immediate like, and now I can compartmentalize things way much better because that is my normal personality. But after the first and second and third treatment, I realized that how much that had degraded over a period of time.
So you feel like your brain function is basically getting back to normal?
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a brain fog or that I'm underwater.
And then also the staff had noticed too that like your color was better and almost like you were more peaceful. Like the stress, like when you first came, like don't you think like, you know, probably smiling more?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I mean, I do have anxiety. I admit that I've had anxiety for a while, but when these symptoms started getting worse and worse and worse, it was crippling.
What about your pain? Like, describe your headaches or your other pains that you've had.
It can be piercing and it's constant. But with these treatments, it's definitely been a huge relief to me personally. Because if you just, honestly, I would wake up and just move, and all of a sudden I would hear a crack or a pop, and I just realized I had dislocated something, my hip, and used to the pain so much.
Just after the 3 treatments, how much of your pain do you feel is relieved?
Way much better than any pain medication could do, honestly.
Yeah.
The pain medication that I was on, and going through this treatment still, but I have complete hope that I'll be able to be off of it, because with just pain medication, I would only be able to get. My comparison would be out of 1 to a 10, it would probably be an 8, because my 9 and 10s are when I'm in the hospital, and it would bring me down to maybe a 6, and that was just tolerable enough to maybe walk around for 10 minutes a day and then lay down for the rest of the day.
And how about now?
I can walk around. Me and my mom, we actually walked around for like half a mile.
Awesome. That must have felt good.
That actually felt really good. And no popping either. No hip popping, because when I was in the hospital the last time, they pretty much told me for my right hip that it's not a question of if you'll need a hip replacement, it's a question of when you'll need it. And they were pretty sure that I was going to need it soon. And being a 27-year-old, that's not exactly something you want to hear.
What pain level did you have when you walked around that half a mile? Like, you still had probably some pain.
Oh yeah,
but was it down to like a 3 or something?
I would probably say it was about a 4.
Okay, that's good.
It was about a 4.
That's good. So you can walk. You had a lot of your body, a lot of your joints done, and now it's 2 days later, even though you had hundreds of shots, and you're functioning pretty good today, right?
Yeah, no, this bone marrow is it's a lifesaver. I would explain, and I think you kind of explained this in a good way. It re-jolted my nervous system. It's like an energy boost almost. It made everything just work better. You wake up and I'm walking around the next day, and I'm just like, immediately I could feel a difference, and that's how I would say bone marrow works for me versus other treatments.
Do you feel like your vagus nerves are getting back to normal?
I would definitely say that they're going to a more normal rate, yes. Just with the monitoring system you gave me, the HRV, they just understanding like how much I'm talking, because I literally kind of just went into a shell pretty much. I didn't talk a lot. I didn't really do much.
You had like no energy for it. And now you're like, today you just seem like you got a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, no, I actually put makeup on for the first time in like 5 months.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to anybody who's watching this video?
You yourself know your body the best. You know, if there's a doctor out there that tells you, I understand you're experiencing these symptoms and everything like that, it's like, there's a reason you're experiencing these things. There's a reason things are going on, and just because the doctor tells you there's nothing wrong doesn't mean there isn't anything wrong.